brought to you by Kellogg's. Kellogg's Cereals, the best to you each morning. From Kellogg's of Battle Creek. Now let's all play What's My Line?
And now, live from New York, let's meet our What's My Line panel. First, the popular columnist whose voice of Broadway appears in papers coast to coast, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
And on my left tonight, a great pleasure, a very funny fellow who's going to open next Wednesday night at the Diplomat in Hollywood, Florida, the marvelous Buddy Hackett.
Now I'd like to introduce a young lady that has made fame and fortune throughout the 50 states and all over most of the world. A girl I'm sure you're going to love and enjoy, who will overwhelm you with her magnificence, and her sheer beauty is only overwhelmed by the largeness of her heart. I forgot her name. Arlene Francis.
I felt as though I ought to come on wearing purple trunks. And now a gentleman who's in a very happy frame of mind, too, because tonight he leaves, or tomorrow morning, for El Paso, Stanford, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Points West, and we're going to miss him for 3 whole weeks, but you're going to have him out there. Mr. Bennett Cerf.
Well, you know, the free Chinese people all over the world are celebrating their New Year tonight. It's the Year of the Tiger. And we have a tiger on What's My Line, too. I can hear him snarling as they let him out of his cage. Here he comes, old Tiger John Daly.
That's a lovely picture of Bennett, isn't it? San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Points West. Like about 300 miles out in the Pacific. And with no flippers. Bennett, we hope you have a wonderful time out in the West. And they're lucky to have you, even for 3 weeks. We mean that. We hope they feel the same way when you come back. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have, I think, some interesting tricks we're going to play on our friends on the panel tonight. Some interesting occupations and some very nice people who brought them to the theater. We'll also have a famous mystery guest before my friends on the panel a little bit later in the program. And we'll meet our first challenger after this word from Dennis James, speaking for Kellogg.
Hi. You know, when most people get up and get dressed, pretty tricky, eh? See, they don't feel like settling for second best. They want the best to you each morning. Kellogg's Corn Flakes. The best like the world's favorite cereal. It's got the best flavor. That's Kellogg's secret. A flavor that goes with your appetite like smiles go with happiness. See, there just isn't any other cereal that has Kellogg's Corn Flakes flavor. It's the real thing. That hearty nourishment that tastes real good. Fresh as summer sunshine down on the farm. Here, take a look at them. Crisp flakes of flavored corn that taste like they just tumbled out of the Kellogg ovens right onto your spoon.
K-E-double-L-O-double good, Kellogg's best to you.
They really do bring the best to you each morning. So have some of that good flavor, will you? Get yourself some of this. It's Corn Flakes from Kellogg's.
And now the first surprise for the members of the panel. Blindfold should be put on panel because we have good reason to want to have you blindfolded for our first challenger. Are the blindfolds in place now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody's ready. Just say hello, hello.
Hi.
Hi. Hello,
Hi.
hello.
Hello.
All right, well, our first contestant enter and sign in, please. You know how we keep score?
Uh-huh.
All right, in that event, let's let the folks in the theater and those who are watching at home know exactly what your line is. All right, panel. Needless to say, you're blindfolded because we have reason to believe that some element of identification would tell too much to one or more members of the panel. We will, however, tell you that our guest is self-employed and deals in a service. And we'll begin the general questioning with Arlene Francis.
Does your service have anything to do with the entertainment business?
Yep.
Is it the picture business?
A little.
Very small pictures. 16 millimeter. Are you also associated with another branch of the entertainment business?
Yep.
The theater?
Nope.
1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Would that other branch of the service possibly be television?
Uh-huh.
Have you got anything to do with this particular What's My Line show? Yep. Do you own it, or used to own it, or now own it with CBS?
Don't be technical.
What's an entitlement for
Right.
all
All
the
the
money in the world in China? All right, hey.
First of all, I want to congratulate Mark and Bill. I think they did a beautiful job with their voices, but we didn't get away with what we thought we might have a chance to get away with.
And don't flip the cards and give them $50.
I need the money.
Oh, I think that's the least I can do.
Thank you,
But there's a reason for all this that I think perhaps some of the folks in the theater and some of the folks at home will understand. This is actually our 12th anniversary. We are beginning our 13th year on the air with What's My Line, and Mark and Bill. Mark and Bill are the originators of what we hope you all have felt was good fun over the many years that we've been on. Marcus, do you remember what it was like when we started back 12 long years ago?
I remember very well, John. And you know, 12 years is a big chunk of time out of anyone's life. But in television, of course, it spans practically the entire life of that medium. And I was thinking, before we were about to make our appearance, of what was going on back in February of 1950 when What's My Line made its first appearance on the air. And the mystery guest of 2 weeks ago, Tuesday Weld, was 6 years old. Dwight Eisenhower was living up at Morningside Heights. He was the president of Columbia University. The Korean War had not yet started. Phone calls were a nickel. A young girl, 17 years of age, Elizabeth Taylor, was making a feature movie called Father of the Bride. A young man from Boston was in his second term in Congress. He was age 33. His name was Jack Kennedy. Dorothy, your daughter Jill, was 6 years old. Arlene, yes, she was. I figured it out, right?
Okay.
Arlene, Peter Gable was 3.
That's right.
And Jonathan Cerf Bennett was 3.
And I was only 6 like Tuesday Weld.
And as for you, John, and Bill and me, we had a little less money and considerably more hair.
Yes, and sometimes I think a great deal more fun.
But we did not come here merely to reminisce intramurally.
Pardon me, sir, but are you inferring that I didn't exist in 1950?
Buddy, we are very grateful to have you with us on our birthday party. But as I say, we're not here merely to reminisce. We're also extremely grateful, as Bill will tell you.
Well, Mark, now that you've made us all feel terribly much older than we'd like to feel, I'm sure Bennett and all agree. It is a reminiscent moment because February 2, 1950, we did our first show. Mm-hmm. And strangely, in the annals of our business, where you don't much stay together, we have mostly all stayed together. Gil Fates, our producer, is still our producer. Frank Heller, our director, is still our director. Bob Bach, our associate producer, and Ann Kamensky have still been with us. Fran Schroeder, John Daly. John, I think, should be thanked especially. Bennett Cerf, of course, Arlene, Dorothy.
And Buddy Hackett.
And Buddy Hackett for being with us tonight with his rifles. But very frankly, you know, John has only missed 4 programs in 600 broadcasts. 12 years. That's true. And the only reason he missed them was because he was out of the country. And that's a fact that I reminded John before air.
Actually, I was surprised when you told me to do it, because I didn't remember exactly how many, but I was in the Far East in Laos for 2, and I was in Moscow for 1, and in Paris for a summit conference. Those are the 4. I put them back all together.
And Mark and I hope you'll continue for 12 more years.
I emceed one of those, you
That's
remember?
right. You did, sir.
And
I did one, too.
Arlene and late Ernie Kovacs drove me crazy that night.
That is right.
John, we're taking up an awful lot of time, but one more thing before we go. Many people say what accounts for the amazing popularity of the show over the years, and of course it's very difficult to analyze popularity, but I will say that one of the most important reasons is because I think the people of America accept this panel not merely as entertainers, but as friends in their home.
I think that's quite right. And I'm happy to have had him for friends for all these years. And you too. Both.
Thank you, John.
Nice to have you, John. Well, now that we've had our birthday party panel, we'll go back to the old rules. All kicking and gouging is allowed, except you can't have any iron picks in your hand. Let's see what we can do with the second challenger. Will you enter and sign in, please? Dixie. Dixie Klein. That's right? Is it Miss or Mrs.? Miss Klein, and where are you from, Miss Klein?
Akron, Colorado.
Akron, Colorado. Nice to have you with us. May I present the panel, Miss Klein? Now, would you join me over here? Do you know how we keep score, Miss Klein? Fine, then we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, we will tell you that Miss Klein is self-employed and deals in a service, and we'll begin the general questioning with Bennett Cerf.
Miss Klein, did you say Akron, California?
Colorado.
Akron, Colorado?
Mm-hmm.
Is that up in the mountainous part of Colorado?
No, it's on the plains.
Well, that was a doozer, wasn't it, Bennett? That's 1 down and 9 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Boy, you're good at this game.
You tricked me.
Miss Klein, do you perform your services for both men and women?
Yes.
Do you perform them indoors?
Sometimes.
You can also perform them out of doors.
Yes.
Do you have an occupation that is also the occupation of many men?
Yes.
Would you say that more men in the United States do this than women?
Yes.
Do you use tools in your work?
Yes.
Are they anything that would apply to plastering or carpentering or doing anything around a house or a building?
No.
Nope. That's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Hackett.
Well, I have a different way of attacking this sort of thing. All I want you to do is concentrate in your mind, and I will just know I get waves by just think about. You don't wear the type of clothing you're wearing now when you're performing this service, do you?
No.
Well, I mean, that's like a yes, really, you know. But I don't know how to phrase that. I talk a different... See, I talk a different English than you do, Mr. Daly, but I'll tell you when I get a no. See that?
I will accept that the answer in that case was yes, I do not. And you continue.
That's right. Thanks a lot. But I didn't have much education, just went to 3 or 4 colleges to deliver furniture. Is there service that you perform, do you also do it with children sometimes?
Do you also do it with
Do
children?
you also perform it for children?
On specifically for children?
At times, as well as adults.
Yes.
Do you wear some special attire when performing this service?
Yes.
As part of this attire, like men's pants, or similar to it,
In other words, do you wear slacks in the main when you're
or
working?
jeans?
Or
something.
jeans.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Do you work with animals in performing this service?
Sometimes.
Do you work for the government in any way? Such as a forest ranger?
No.
You don't work for the government?
No. That's 3 down and 7 to go, Miss
I
Benson.
thought you was a general.
Are you associated with different kinds of animals rather than just one breed of animal?
Yes.
Would you have anything to do in either a zoo or a zoo in a park?
You mean as a normal practice of her occupation, would she be in a zoo or a park?
No, but would her profession lead her to association with zoos or parks?
It could, I think, is the answer there.
Do you train animals in any way?
No. 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Sir.
Miss Klein, the kind of animals that you have something to do with have something very much in common? Is it one particular kind of animals? For instance, might it be, do you have anything to do with snakes?
No.
Nothing.
5 down and 5 to go, no snakes. Miss Kilgallen?
Miss Klein, do the animals that you deal with have legs?
Yes.
Are they non-domesticated animals?
No.
6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Hackett.
Hey, buddy.
They're not, that means it's not wild. They're tame animals. Tame animals. That lady with tame animals with jeans, just let me go back. And from Denver, do you wear boots when you work?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Could you perform this service without boots? You get one of these sheep herders on here, you don't know what to do. Is this service that you perform for people got to do with selling them something?
No.
Nope. 7 down and 3 to go, Miss Francis.
Would you have anything to do with the hospitalization of animals?
Sometimes.
Do you have sometimes only? Then would you be called a doctor or a veterinarian?
Yes.
All right.
You got it.
That's exactly right. Dr. Dixie Klein, veterinarian. You had, I believe, 2 years of pre-veterinary medicine and 4 years of graduate work in medicine. And you are, I think, the only veterinarian in your area of Colorado, aren't you?
Yes.
What sort of a work day do you have to put in?
It varies a lot.
It does? What's the real long one, usually?
From about 7 to 10.
7 till 10 in the morning? That's not bad. We were clocking that here. Oh, 7 to 10 p.m. I bet it is a long day. Well, I think that the profession is lucky to have one so attractive and so talented, and we're lucky to have you as our guest, and thank you for joining us in What's My Line. We'll meet tonight's mystery guest in just a moment, but first, here is a word from our sponsor.
If you lead a vigorous, active life, there's no reason you shouldn't go right on doing it. A few common sense rules about living and eating can help keep you in the pink. You should know about Kellogg's Concentrate. Kellogg's Concentrate is the unusual new cereal with concentrated nutrition for people who live a full life and want to go right on doing it. Concentrate is a ready-to-eat cereal, an unusual combination of essential nutrients. protein, vitamins, and minerals, as well as defatted wheat germ. Kellogg's Concentrate is 40% high-quality protein, yet it's 99% free of fat. You'll enjoy it as a delicious cereal, on other cereals, in or on other foods. If you live a full life and want to go right on doing it, Kellogg's Concentrate will be beneficial in your diet. It's in your grocery cereal section.
Now we come to the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery challenger, for which my friends on the panel must blindfold themselves once again. The blindfolds all in place now, panel?
Back on.
Good. Will you enter mystery challenger and sign in, please? All right. As you know, panel, we changed the rules a bit, one question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise. And we'll begin with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Are you primarily a motion picture star?
No.
1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Hackett.
Are you the thin one?
Well,
Are you speaking now of a part played in the cinema, The Thin Man?
No. I'm talking if he's Mr. Sinatra.
Oh, no, that's 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Francis.
Are you a performer in the medium of television?
Sure.
Mr. Sir?
Are you at present appearing in a show on or near Broadway? No.
That's 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
But have you appeared this season in a show on Broadway?
On stage?
What?
On the stage?
On the stage, yes.
No.
The living stage.
No.
Not the living stage. That's 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Hackett.
Are you a singer?
Professionally?
Yeah, professionally.
No.
Are you a comedian at other times? A comedian, I mean.
At times.
Mr. Sir?
Have you been in New York in a nightclub or in a hotel room this season?
Professionally.
Professionally, yes. No.
That makes it 6 down and 4 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Would you say that your most spectacular fame has been in the area of television?
I'd rather have John say it, I think.
I think that can be answered yes, and very unequivocally. Mr. Hackett?
Do you have your own show on television at present?
Yes.
Miss Francis?
Is it a once-a-week show?
Yes.
Mr. Sir?
Can I take a guess?
Yes.
Yeah.
Danny Thomas?
No. 7 down and 3 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
May I ask for a conference, please?
You may have 20 seconds for a conference.
Does George Gobel have his own show?
No.
No.
Okay, I pass.
Miss Kilgallen passes. Mr. Hackett?
Are you from the elder statesman school of comedians as opposed to the young juvenile handsomes ones like me?
The answer to that is definitely no. That's 8 down and 2 to go, Miss Francis.
I know.
Do you know who it is?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, say
No, say it.
I think it's Dick Van Dyke.
No? Do you have an album?
Yeah.
Have you got a button-down mind?
Oh, that's who it is.
Who is it?
The Newhart?
Bob Newhart?
Bob Newhart.
Bob Newhart.
Why didn't you show up last night, you rat?
I talked to Buddy this past week and couldn't remember if I had said I was going to be on the show tonight or not.
You told me you were going to be the mystery guest.
That's why you guessed it so quickly.
But I didn't believe you because Steve Lawrence told me he was the mystery guest. And Edie told me she was, and everyone told me they were. As soon as I said I'm going on, everyone I know said, I'm the mystery guest.
Bob Newhart is one of the most refreshing things that's happened to television, in my opinion, in many, many years. His program on Wednesday night, 10 o'clock on NBC, I believe it is. I find a complete delight. And Mrs. Daly and I nearly had to send for the doctor the night you did the takeoff on the PTA meeting. Yes. Remember when you were the teacher? It was one of the funniest things that I've seen in a long, long time. More than that, though, I think I'm prouder of Bob for many reasons, and one of them is the fact that he's really an old television man. You used to be a technician and director,
I was
producer, writer, and worked out in Chicago, didn't you?
I was talking tonight. We were on, I had a Man on the Street show that was opposite Captain Kangaroo and Today. And in 16 weeks, we got 4 letters.
Oh. Oh, that's
barely intelligent.
I just want to give you one bit of hope, because I know you've got a wonderful career stretching ahead of you, Bob. I never had that many, so you're ahead of the game. Thanks very much for being our guest. It was great fun to have you with us on our birthday party.
Thank you very much.
Lots of
Happy
success
birthday.
forever. And we'll be back after this word from our alternate sponsor.
There are good drivers, and there are bad drivers. And the bad ones often have accidents. That's not news to you, but this is news. Now, Allstate's good drivers save money with Allstate's new good driver rates. You probably qualify because 8 out of 10 drivers have good driving records. If so, your good driving skill may entitle you to much lower rates than those paid by bad drivers who have accidents. Of course, you get those other famous features of Allstate, too. Fast claim service and help when you need it. Get more information about Allstate's new good driver rates. See an Allstate agent at Sears, at an Allstate office, or just phone Allstate. It's more proof you're in good hands with Allstate.
And we've had a nice birthday party, and good night, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
Good night and many happy returns, John. Good night, buddy.
Good night. Good night, Mr. Daly. It's been nice visiting you here.
It's been nice having you.
I say good night, Arlene. Is that what you do?
Why not?
Oh, good night, Arlene. Good night.
Good night.
Everybody, what do I care? Good night.
And thank you for the presents that you've brought over the years to our panel. And good night, Bennett, and have a good trip and a good vacation.
Can I ask you one question, Arlene? Was that beautiful girl on the cover of Cosmopolitan this month you?
I was on the cover, but I don't think it was a beautiful girl, but thank you.
And a lovely story by Maurice Oliver about Arlene Cosmopolitan. And to you, John, be good while I'm away.
I will, and you have a good trip. And good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being with us on What's My Line?
What's My Line is a CBS Television Network production in association with Mark Goodson and Bill Cotton. Johnny Olson speaking. Kellogg's also brings you Dennis the Menace on CBS Television over most of these stations.
What's My Line? Brought to you by Kellogg's. Kellogg's cereals. The best to you each morning. From Kellogg's of Battle Creek.
I'm Douglas Fairbanks, Jr., challenging you to brave Nightmare at Bleak Hill on the Steel Hour.
Are you watching, you little rascals?
Oh, it's fun, isn't it?
And who subscribes to it? Go on, push the button.
Think of the fun you could have on the tube.
The tube? You. Tube.
TV tubes.
That's a lot of fun, isn't it?
It's going to be a lot more fun if you keep going the way you're going.
Go on, push the button. Please subscribe.
I hope they're watching.